This movie's terrible. What's your review? 10 out of 10. 3 stars. 1 star. Your best movie of the year. This is the
Oh my god, I can't believe
Don't see this now. What is your favorite movie of all time? Go ahead, take a second. Got it? Okay. Now, what if I told you that any other movie that doesn't live up to that standard is inherently worthless? That's insane, right? But why does it seem like that's all we care about nowadays? Ranking and reviewing movies, TV shows, books, games, it's more popular than it's ever been. And even though the desire to rank these things and share those opinions can start from a good place, it might be taking us down a road we really don't want to go down. Now, before we talk about why all this ranking and reviewing might be ruining the joy we have of experiencing some new media, we need to acknowledge the reasons why we like to do it. Starting off with cost. Media is expensive. Going to the movies, buying a new game, it costs a lot of money. And if you're going to try something that you've never seen before, you really want to know you're getting your money's worth and if it's any good. 2, time. We all have limited time. So whether you're coming home from work and only have an hour or two, or you're spending the weekend binging a brand new show, you want to make sure that time's not being wasted. And 3, sharing. Honestly, it's just fun sharing your opinions on new stuff with your friends or strangers on the internet, because whether they agree or disagree with you, they're always happy to engage. And yet, it seems like we're creating this obsession with this all or nothing mentality. Like, if I'm watching or reading something, all I'm thinking about is, how many stars am I going to give this? Or where does it land in my personal tier rankings? Or even worse, Rotten Tomatoes said this wasn't very good. Am I supposed to be enjoying it? And that's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. Especially because those scores might not even be accurate. You know, they might have been review bombed before release because, well, there's women in them. Our need to put every new movie or release into a top 10 list or in a ranking against everything else that came out in the franchise's history has also hurt our ability to love the mid-tier movie, or what's now called forgettable movies, like A Knight's Tale. When I was a kid, I loved that movie. I watched it over and over again, and I wasn't concerned about the score it would get or the awards that it wasn't going to win. I just knew where the play button was in the DVD, and I wore that thing out. That's not to say this issue doesn't affect franchises. With every new release of Star Wars or Marvel, you're always comparing. You know, is Obi-Wan better than Andor? What's your saga film ranking? It happens all the time. And when you have over 30 films in your franchise and you're wondering, oh, is this new one going to be the 17th or 18th best before you even go in the theater? Are you really giving it a chance? We always talk about back in the day when theaters were packed because movies were so much better and it was a great, unique experience. And now, are the theaters empty because the movies are worse? Or is it because we've seen more and we think so much more about comparing it to everything else we've seen and we can't just sit back and enjoy the show? Nobody wants to waste their time or money on something they don't like, and you want to share your opinions with your friends. But if you find that you're getting a little too hung up on your own personal star rating, maybe it's time to let it go for a while. Nobody gets to know what you love except for you. So don't let a star rating or a review score or anyone tell you what to like and what not to. That's all up to you.